Quick question. What's your go-to cleaning soundtrack? Music, a podcast, this podcast, or silence? And then what's the vibe?
Oh, my go-to is smooth jazz because it keeps me relaxed when I get frustrated about not being able to do something or want to do something or want to pass it on. It's like, that's okay. Just add it to the list and keep it moving.
My go-to soundtrack, as with most aspects of my life, is a random horror movie on Tubi. It'll provide brief visual stimulation I can look up because all of those movies after a while are all the same. They're all hitting the same beats. I'm not missing any critical plot points. And I need the background noise. If it's music, I'll stop and there'll be an impromptu dance party. If it's silence, I'll just get into my own head and then it won't get done because I'll think of the other 20 things that I have to do. So it's a horror movie that just gets put on in the background on medium sound, and then I don't have to worry about paying attention to it. And then I can also keep track of time because they're running about 87 minutes a piece. And I know if I'm into the third movie that I'm spending way too long in the office cleaning.
Yep.
So my cleaning soundtrack is like an upbeat hip hop party DJ mix, which there are a ton on YouTube. So just throw it on, and I use them so much. Apparently, like now when I open YouTube, they're all on my feed. New different DJ.
Yeah, they all come up. The smooth jazz too.
Yeah, but it really helped. And even one is called Sunday Cleaning, which is, just some upbeat, positive vibe music. So that will keep me going, put that in the background, and I'm good to go.
For me, it's either silence, so I can just talk in my head while I'm just running through things and just think about random ideas while my body's just moving, putting things in where they need to be. Or I'll have some YouTube video playing in the background of some topic that interests me for the moments or at that time being, while I'm still moving around, just to keep my brain moving as well. So nothing that I need to truly focus on, or something I can just drop or pull back from. And I think, do I need to throw this out? Nah, probably not. Nothing super committal. Just, oh yeah, that's a neat little thought. Anyway, moving on.
Welcome back to Yay for Adulting. This is part 2 of our spring cleaning series with a multi-generational panel. If part 1 helped you name what you actually were trying to do, today we're going even more practical so you can start and finish without burning out, probably. Back on our panel, we have...
It's Mom, the boomer.
Montalee, Gen X.
Shannon, Gen X.
Joseph, the millennial.
Thank you so much. All right, let's get into it. So now let's talk about the part that makes people spiral. Decluttering and letting stuff go. Take a deep breath. Cleaning is annoying, but decluttering is personal. This is where feelings show up and then nothing gets done. So for our panel, are you a toss it person or a I might need this for a craft in 2037 person?
I feel so called out. Just at me next time.
Own it. I am a keep it person, but my husband is a toss it person. And sometimes I have to hide things because I don't want it tossed. I might need it for sentimental value. I'm probably not going to use it for anything else, but just to know that I need it. I can't throw that away. So-and-so gave that to me. 40 years ago, I need it. So that's the dilemma we have.
And we all know now, we all know where we get it from.
I make no apologies. You're adults. Own it.
I'm a little of both. I do tend to hang on to things, plastic, cardboard. I hang on to greeting cards, notes. There's stuff that I have for work, so I have piles of sticky notes that are in order, but there are still piles of sticky notes. But then I also have receipts, because receipts end up in the bottom of bags or in pockets. And because I also partially do receipts for a group that I'm a treasurer for, I have to make sure that I'm not throwing away potential receipts that we could use for tax purposes. So I tend to throw all those into a box and then go through them later. But that's why my office is full of bins and little boxes, because there might be important stuff in all of them. I just haven't gotten to them yet.
I wish I was more of a toss-it person, but I'm not. And it's hard for me to purge. Even when we moved, and I thought we got rid of a lot of stuff, but we still have a lot of stuff. It's hard to let go. One is like, yeah, I'm gonna wear that one day, and it hasn't been worn in like 3 years, but I'm gonna wear it one day. I can't get rid of it. Or the sentimental value of things. Yeah, it's hard. So as much as I want to do the whole like put things in the bin and figure it out where you're gonna donate and recycle or sell or whatever, everything to me would be put in the keep for later bin. So that's something that I'm constantly working on, trying to get better, because it's hard. Because it's just, there's only, in downsizing the house, there's only so many places you can put stuff. And clearly there are things that are in a box that have been in a box for like 2 moves. Things like that, like, okay, really have to take a second look at. But yes, it is hard to get rid of some things, but I know it has to be done. It has to be done. So that's my goal for this year's spring cleaning. I'm going to do better.
I think I'm mostly a toss out person a good portion of the time, except for 2 specific categories of things: sentimental value things and electronics that, especially cables. I will always hold on to cables. It's like, even if I don't know what it goes to, because I know for a fact the moment I throw it out, the thing that it went to will pop
You're gonna find it
without fail.
Yep.
Without fail.
I have 2 bins of cables.
Yeah, I think I only have like 1 box of random electronics somewhere in the guest room. I think it might be 1.5. 1 electronic in the other part.
I'll have a problem.
There's no judgment.
Not for many of us.
All right, now we're going to go a bit deeper into generational stuff, because some of our cleaning rules are inherited rather than chosen. Every generation was handled a different set of cleaning rules, and some of them were helpful, and some of them were just overly stressful. So tell me, what is a cleaning rule that you grew up with that you now think is unnecessary?
A couple of rules. My mom used to iron everything. Everything. But I hang it up, and hopefully in a couple of days the wrinkles will fall out. I have a little hand steamer I can if necessary, but I hardly ever iron. But the other thing is, now this goes way back. She used to wash the blinds in the house. She would put them in a tub of water and wash them and hang them up to dry. She would wipe them down so they wouldn't drip, and then she'd wash them. So they were always clean, and they had, they would collect dust. So as soon as she saw some dust in the tub, they would know.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, ironing, I did a lot of, and washing blinds. And now iPads.
I don't sweep and mop the kitchen floor every night, which is something that we did. Like cleaning the kitchen, which included sweeping and mopping the floor. And I don't do that anymore. I mean, he does the dishes, so the dishes get done. And the floor will get swept. But again, there's just two of us and then the cats. So usually all we're sweeping up is a cat toy or any number of the 20 million twist ties I don't know where Ralph is finding. And we're not, there's food doesn't get dropped on the floor. I'm not dropping, Cheerios or flour. So the kitchen floor just gets done with the other floors, usually about once a week. Well, it'll get a good sweeping. And then I have a Swifter that I'll go over the floor with. So I don't sweep and mop the kitchen floor every day anymore.
And you just unlocked the memory for me.
That's not on me.
No. I do not clean the bathroom floor with a sponge anymore. Don't do that. Just use the little Swiffer mop. Not on my hands and knees. With a bucket and a giant sponge. Are those giant sponges? Yes. And what I was originally going to say before that, I got triggered by that, was so there's like knowing when to be finished. Like I always still hear in my head, don't have to do it. Don't have, you have did it. Don't have to do it. Even though it was like almost done. When it's like raking leaves. Okay, it's like 3 leaves on the ground, but we have did it. So knowing when good enough is good enough. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be perfect. Every little thing, piece of fur cleaned up or little speck of dust gone.
Okay.
Just know it's clean enough. It's okay.
Good housekeeping is not coming for a photo shoot.
Yes. Oh, thank you. That was therapeutic to get that out.
I think for me, one cleaning thing that like has changed throughout my experience has been. I remember for the longest time, like we had like a rule to like to only use the laundry machine at certain hours because like the electricity during the middle of the day would be sky high for like no real reason. I remember that one.
I still have that rule. Everybody just ignores it.
That's why I keep hearing the laundry go off during the middle of the day. Okay, that explains that. Well, guess I'll have to reevaluate that. But also, my time living at the apartments didn't really help that as well because again, that thing was going on like every hour of the day. I'm surprised we didn't get any super overages from that.
Oh, I want to amend mine. I don't separate my laundry.
Not even reds?
I don't have anything that's red. But everything with the exception of towels and hand, face cloths and laundry dishcloths, everything goes in on cold.
Life hack.
Because we have evolved as a society where we don't have to wash our white separate. We don't have to, the detergents are color safe. The clothes are color safe. Everything goes into the washer. Everything goes in the dryer. The only difference is when I dry on low heat, and he puts everything in on high. So I have to make sure when laundry's getting done that I take care of the dryer portion. But I don't wash I don't think I wash, with the exception of towels, I don't wash anything in hot. Everything gets washed in cold. And then it gets dry on the lower temperature, even if it takes a little bit longer, because it helps them last longer. You wash everything on hot, it's gonna fall apart. So
you're not going full blast.
yes, because you're not going full blast and you're not using as much electricity when you're drying on low, even if it is longer, and things are getting dried more thoroughly as opposed to throwing everything in on high heat. Not everything's meant to take high heat when it dries. It may not last longer, and not everything is getting dry at the same time when it's getting dried on hot. Everything getting dried on low, usually after half hour, I'll go in and I'll pull out stuff that I know is dry so it doesn't have to stay in there. Things like sheets or things like jeans or sweats will need to be in there a little bit longer, but I would prefer that they be in there longer getting dry than being dry on hot, where you might have some damp patches because it's not getting completely dry.
Okay. Note to self, stop using high heat.
I don't.
I will, because someone who has a habit, like, putting like almost like, a week and a half of clothes into something, putting it on like, low long makes sense to, for that one, so that way everything gets dried out and I don't have like a random wet shirt out of nowhere. So yeah, it's a good idea.
And for me, it's not a disinfectant. I had a sweet mate in college that washed everything in hot with bleach and then dried everything on hot because she wanted everything sanitized. And I don't think that's an issue. If you think that your washer is not sanitizing, so you put everything in the dryer on high, then maybe reevaluate how you're washing your clothes. The heat cycle in the dryer should not be sanitizing. It should be drying. Because if I could, I'd dry them outside. I just throw them on a line outside, but I don't have a laundry pole, so I can't do that.
Right.
But I don't think drying everything on hot to keep it sanitized is the most efficient use of your logic.
They should already be clean.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're outside all day and you come in and you smell like outside, like that smell, don't the clothes smell like that when they're drying outside? Do they have that outside smell? Y'all know what I'm talking about?
I think your outside smell is partly your own body, which is not bad. That's just how it is. But that's your body.
Right.
Even the cats smell like outside when they come in. Like, I'd smell like outside.
I mean, I don't know what your outside smells like. I mean, maybe your outside is, wildfires and pollution, but but here I don't.
Y'all don't know what outside smells?
I don't. No, outside for me is. I mean, it's just different, right?
It's not bad. It's just smells like outside.
Well, it's probably a little different too. Back in my day, we used to hang everything up outside, and it would make it fresher.
Especially when the sunshine hits it.
Yes. Of course, this was in the South too, when it was hotter longer.
Oh yeah.
But whenever we would hang clothes outside.
And not being down the street from a Burger King makes a huge difference. Oh, I said there was a time when we were living down the street from a Burger King, and the dryer was broken at our apartment complex, and we didn't want to haul everything to the nearest laundromat, so we dry them outside. But when you're that close to a Burger King, everything smelled like Burger King. So that's one of those lessons you learn. And then you put them on, it's like, why do I smell like Burger King? And then that's why. So
now we're going to talk about spring cleaning for real life. Just regular, everyday, day-to-day living. Because real life doesn't always give you a free Saturday or unlimited energy and a perfectly organized pantry and or bathroom cabinet. So, what does good enough look like when you're busy and tired and your cleaning people, partners, electronics are otherwise engaged?
Well, I guess as things are picked up and put somewhere other than all over the top surface or something. Enough where you can work, do what you have to do in the kitchen or in your office. As long as there is a neat space for you to work, it's good enough for me.
At the end of the day, when I've done all of my little crafting or done my writing, I need to make sure that my desk, if nothing else, is ready because I have to log into work at 10 minutes to 8 the next morning. So I make sure that my immediate workspace has been cleared off. So that means throwing away spare bits of wood or making sure that the mouse is available and the keyboard is back on the countertop and my headphones are reachable. Unlike the beginning of this session where I had no idea where they were and they ended up being wrapped around one of the table legs. I have no idea why.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to, so that is my good enough for me is every night I make sure that my workspace is ready and available with my work notebook handy so I can start ready to work first thing in the morning.
For me, I guess I would categorize between like what is gross and can make somebody sick versus what's just decluttered and looks bad and unorganized.
Mm-hmm.
So prioritizing the things that are like gross and can grow stuff. So the kitchen, making sure the dishes are clean and put away or in the dishwasher or clean in the sink, or the bathrooms are clean. So those are the priorities. Everything else can wait. So that's my good enough. As long as we're not going to get sick.
My priorities are, can I lively walk from point A to point B without tripping over something? And are the things that I need where I usually put them in, and easily accessible? Those are like my two things I need to focus on, or that I count as good enough. Can I see the floor beneath me? Cool. Do I need to worry about tripping over anything? No. Awesome. Can I easily grab my backpack or my keys in a spot that I put them every other time I get a chance to? Yes. Awesome. Good enough.
Back to the basics.
All right, adultlings, that's part 2. If you're listening and thinking, I still didn't do this thing, this is your reminder. Pick the smallest version of it and call that a win. One bag, one timer, one corner. Progress over perfection. We'll see you next time.